Arts in Depth, a 1/2-hour televised program presented to you by the Cultural Council of Indian River County. I am Barbara Hoffman. I'm the Executive Director of the Cultural Council and your host for Arts in Depth. Thank you for watching. When one talks about Indian River County, the richness of the arts and culture offered in our community is always mentioned, as is the number of diverse organizations offering services from education to health care, food to the hungry, respite to the homeless, care for the children, to all residents needing attention and support. We are a special community, but what does it take to be a special community? My guest today is Steve Higgins, President of the Association of Fundraising Professionals, Indian River Chapter. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Barbara, for having me.
Thank you for joining today in Arts in Depth. Healthy, vibrant, and special communities like ours reflect the interests and the support of individuals, and it's an important ingredient. Tell us about the Association of Fundraising Professionals, its goals and its mission.
Great, thanks, Barbara. The Association of Fundraising Professionals is actually an international organization. There are 33,000 members worldwide, and it's an organization that really is in place to effectively promote philanthropy from a global standpoint, and to make sure that it's done in an ethical manner as well. For many, many years, this profession that we call fundraising and philanthropy really didn't exist as a profession. It was more of a hobby. And AFP has really helped over the past 50 years to professionalize our industry and to make sure that people are effective in fundraising and doing it in an ethical manner. The organization itself here in Indian River County, the AFP International Association, has about 238 chapters worldwide. And 10 years ago, we started AFP Indian River, which really was born out of AFP Treasure Coast initially. There was a Treasure Coast chapter, still exists and really covers St. Lucie County and Martin County. And because of our active involvement and the involvement from so many fundraising professionals here in Indian River County, we decided to establish our own chapter. And as we all know, living here in this county, there are so many fantastic, not only arts and cultural organizations, but nonprofits of all different shapes and sizes that really are contributing to our way of life here in this county. So that's really been fantastic. And we established this chapter 10 years ago. And the organization, both at the international and at the local level, exists for the purpose of training fundraising professionals, providing educational opportunities, credentialing. We have a credential within our profession called CFRE, which is a Certified Fundraising Executive. And to become a CFRE, you have to go through a pretty rigorous exam, but leading up to that, you have to have credentials such as a certain number of years within the profession and certain level of education, certain amount of money raised. There's a whole list of criteria. We provide mentoring programs, research and data for our member organizations and individuals, and advocacy on behalf of philanthropy. And that plays into things like helping to protect our charitable tax deduction, which is very, very important. So AFP is here to support 33,000 members worldwide, but here in Indian River County, we have about 90 members.
Okay, well, we're going to talk more about the Indian River chapter when we come back after a short break.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare supplement team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
And we're back here again with Steve Higgins, the president of the AFP, Association for Fundraising Professionals. When and how was the Indian River chapter started, and who were some of the key players
Yeah, as I mentioned, Barbara, we were established in 2005, and what really happened was a well-known philanthropist here in our community named Anne Marie McChrystal became very involved in exploring AFP and was actually traveling on a regular basis to Stewart and to St. Lucie and Fort Pierce for AFP events that were taking place within the Treasure Coast chapter. And Anne Marie has always been very philanthropic and very supportive, and felt that there was definitely a need for AFP to have a chapter here in Indian River. And so two individuals that really were then, I think, instrumental in establishing our chapter were two individuals who really had been mentored by Anne Marie McChrystal, and that would be Lenora Ritchie, who is the executive director of the McCabe Foundation, and Carrie Bartlett, who really established our Indian River Community Foundation, and today is with the Bob Carter Companies. So those two really were the first two chapter presidents. They did a great job of establishing our chapter, and our chapter has continued to grow dramatically on an annual basis since then, and has been very, very active in terms of professional development opportunities and just a good collegial, I think, environment within our chapter here in Indian River County.
Great. Well, AFP International announced that AFP Indian River was named a 2014 10-star chapter. That's a big deal. What does that mean, and why is it important to Indian River?
It is a big deal, Barbara. I'm on an international committee with AFP, and I get to go to some of the international meetings and interact with other AFP leaders throughout the world. And you know, as I mentioned, there's 238 chapters, but only 43 of these actually received the 10-star gold status in 2014. So, you know, do the math, that's about 18% of the chapters who actually were given this honor. And we take it very seriously, and there are certain components and certain things that need to occur to be considered a 10-star gold chapter. You have to have membership growth. You have to have educational programs that go into certain categories in certain areas, such as addressing diversity, ethics, things like that. You've got to make sure that you're providing scholarship opportunities for people who otherwise may not be able to attend international or regional conferences, so we provide scholarship opportunities. And you need to have programs that also address value to young professionals. You know, fundraising is typically considered in many respects kind of an accidental profession. Not too many people go to college thinking about fundraising and philanthropy, although that's changing. And so we do make sure, however, that we provide programs to young professionals to let them know that this is a very exciting profession, and it's one that they can have an opportunity in for many, many years. And then also, in terms of 10-star gold status, we need to make sure that we're providing educational programs that allow people to get CFRE credit. That's, again, the Certified Fundraising Executive designation and credential. And so we have to apply for credit and make sure that the programs that we're providing actually translate into continuing education criteria for CFRE. So it's been a real honor. I'm lucky to be the president of such a strong chapter, but it's really just a testament of our fantastic leadership and the activity of all of our members.
And we are so proud to have that chapter here in our community. More when we come back.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom, where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday, for all of your furniture needs.
Okay, we're back with my guest, Steve Higgins, today. And Steve, the AFP every year has a National Philanthropy Day. And this year it's going to be November 17th, 2015. It's an important piece of the chapter's program. What is National Philanthropy Day, and what does this special day mean to our community?
Yeah, National Philanthropy Day, otherwise known as NPD, really is our major event of the year, where we recognize a number of people for their contributions to our community, both as volunteers and as philanthropists. And again, philanthropy is not just about giving money, it is about volunteering time. We also recognize corporate supporters, youth in philanthropy. So for many, many years, NPD really has served as an event that's kind of like the Oscars or the Emmys. We do have honorees and we do have awardees in several different categories. And typically we get about 300 people who attend. It's at Riverside Theater again this year. But this year we're doing it differently. It's a very exciting year for National Philanthropy Day here in Indian River County, in that it's our 10th one. So we've decided to move away this year from the awards, and we're actually doing a celebration of the impact that philanthropy has had in our community over the past 10 years. So stay tuned for some exciting information. This will be entertaining, and we're going to take a look at the impact that philanthropy's had. There will be kind of a before and after with some organizations who have gone through some dramatic change. We will be highlighting and profiling many of the successful organizations, both in the arts and culture as well as in all the other areas of nonprofits. So it's going to be very exciting. There may be an award or two to recognize some people who have had dramatic contributions over the past 10 years. In that I work nationally and internationally, I've had the opportunity to visit many other chapters' National Philanthropy Days, and ours is the best one I've been to. I'm certainly biased, but we do a fantastic job. We get a great turnout, and much of that is due to the unbelievable amount of generous people that we have living in Indian River County. We have about $225 million a year that is contributed to nonprofits here in our county alone, which is staggering for a small community like ours. So we're excited about National Philanthropy Day. It's going to look very different, and it's really an outstanding event. And we've been fortunate to witness so many fantastic stories, Barbara, over the years. I think of some of the people who have won awards in the past and have been recognized, and there are a few that jump out in my mind. Leo Pierce certainly is a person who's was just a fantastic philanthropist in this community. He grew up without a whole lot, and his mother died in a situation where, she was not in the best, did not have the best care when she died. And so he really took it upon himself to make sure that he was investing in an organization called the VNA, as we all know here in Vero Beach, and made a dramatic impact on the VNA to ensure that other people would have better remaining days and last days of their lives than his mother did. And he came from very, very modest means, and he lived like that his whole life. Even though he started out of his home a very successful shredding company, he still lived in a modest home and drove a just kind of a normal car. So Leo's a person who was awarded Outstanding Philanthropist, and we've had a number of great people who have been recognized who've really had an impact on me. The other one I would mention is Wanda Lincoln, who I've worked with on the Education Foundation Board, and she's been very involved in Quail Valley Charities. And Wanda was awarded the Outstanding Volunteer a couple of years ago, and it was very deserving as well.
Well, we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about this. This is a very important program.
Since 1951, Globe Life and Accident Insurance Company has been providing families with life insurance protection. $1 covers the first month of coverage, whether you choose from $5,000 up to $100,000 of coverage. First day coverage means no waiting periods, easy to buy, no medical exam, no risk 30-day money-back guarantee, up to $100,000.
Freddie Wilfrick and Gregory Simpson invite you to Spotlight Indian River, weeknights at 6:30 and 10:30.
The Indian River chapter of the AFP has several program offerings for its members. Why should someone who is interested in a career in development or fundraising join an AFP chapter? Steve?
I think, Barbara, without question, it's all about the programs. It's all about professional development, and that's what we're all about, is making sure that we are positioning the professional fundraisers in our community for successful careers. And I think, again, we've created a lot of awareness around the fact that through credentials and through certifications and through professional development that I think a lot of major philanthropists have realized this really is a complicated profession. It's not just about going out and asking for money. It needs to be done the right way. It needs to be done in a way in which you're actually providing opportunities for philanthropists to make the kind of investment in an organization that they would like to. We have a robust calendar of programs. Monique Walker is our professional development chair this year. She's doing a fantastic job. And just to give you a flavor, I mean, we've got 1 or 2 programs every single month. On August 13th, we're very pleased to have Eric Kelly, who's the president of the Quantum Foundation in the Palm Beach area, come and speak to us about trends and insights within philanthropy, which will be an outstanding program. And then on September 1, we have what we call Food for Thought, and those are our educational programs. And we've got Liz Bruner, who lives here in our community and works at the Indian River Medical Center Foundation as the director of Major Gifts, and she's talking about good stewardship and how good stewardship travels full circle. So we're excited to have Liz on September the 1st. On September 29th, we have another out-of-town guest, Kelly Dowling, who is the Director of Development for the College of Business Administration at the University of Central Florida. And Kelly's a fantastic speaker. I saw her speak recently at a regional conference in Jacksonville. And she's going to talk about how important it is to build a major gifts pipeline and a planned giving pipeline of donors. October 9th, we've got a program on how to really create an effective board within your organization. And we've got Kathy Kissman, who's the president and CEO of Harbor Branch, coming to speak to us on October the 9th as well. And then we move into National Philanthropy Day on November the 17th. And every year we also have an A+ speaker, where we have somebody who comes in from outside of the area, usually to speak in that March and April timeframe. This past year we were very, very fortunate to have Patrick Feely. Patrick Feely is the international chair of AFP. And so to have the AFP International Chair here at our chapter was fantastic. And Patrick did a great job in April speaking about campaigns and shared some personal experiences and stories about how to run a major capital campaign. He inserted some humor, and he's just a very, very well-respected philanthropist worldwide. We had Karen Osborne the year before that. She's very entertaining and well-known and speaks about a number of different things related to stewardship, and that's what we talked to her about. And the year before that, my own business partner, Bob Carter, who is the international chair of AFP, came and spoke to us. And this coming year, we're going to have a gentleman named Scott Galloway, who is a very well-known film producer, has done a lot of movies and TV shows, and he's also really begun to work with nonprofits on how to create a very compelling and emotional story. How do you tell your story in 100 words or less? And so Scott Galloway will be entertaining. He's a great speaker, and he'll be here in April of 2016 as well.
Well, sounds like an aggressive program. We'll hear more about it when we come back after this short break.
Advertise your business on Buzz TV. Email buzztvnetwork@gmail.com or call 772-777-1382.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom, where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday, for all of your furniture needs.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
My guest today, Steve Higgins. And Steve, I am a very proud member of AFP, Indian River, and I can't tell you how important that it has been for me to learn so much, and the development programs that you provide are absolutely wonderful. I've got pages and pages of notes and appreciate all that you do. How does one become a member of AFP?
Well, to qualify for membership, as long as your job basically entails a portion of fundraising. So if you think about our membership, we've got a number of members who actually spend more than half of their time in a fundraising role. They work in a development office, but many of our members are volunteers or CEOs like you, Barbara, who spend a portion of your time in fundraising. And we also have a few board members, people who are actually not professional fundraisers, but they're very involved in fundraising. And while it's an association for professional fundraisers, we do allow board members who want to be actively involved to join. And so it really is you know, as long as you spend some time fundraising, you can be a member of AFP. And to join, really the easiest way, if you come to one of our events, we always have membership packets, and we do allow people to come check out an educational session of food for thought so that they can see whether or not this is an organization that would provide value to them. But the easiest way is to visit our website, which is www.afpindianriver.afpnet.org. If you Google AFP Indian River, it'll appear, and our website is very thorough, and there's a big block that says how to join, etc. And that's also a great resource in terms of looking at the professional development calendar and exploring scholarship opportunities, which we are very proud to be able to provide to people as well.
It's a wonderful website. It's very, very thorough. Are there any educational requirements?
You know, educational requirements, there really are not. There are some requirements, however, from an educational standpoint to receive a scholarship.
Okay.
So there's a criteria. We do have a lot of people who apply for scholarships either to join the association, and the cost is about $250 or so on an annual basis for an individual membership. And there are different member categories, so that's kind of the median, if you will. But there are scholarship opportunities for people to join, and we do provide scholarship opportunities for people to attend certain conferences such as AFP International, which was in Baltimore this year, Boston next year. Planet Philanthropy is the big regional conference that takes place in Florida for all Florida members. It was in Jacksonville this past year, will be in Orlando. And to apply for a scholarship, more than 50% of your time needs to be spent on fundraising. And so there are some criteria from that standpoint to be involved and to apply for scholarships. Back to AFP International, if you've never been to it, it is without question, it's the biggest, most exciting conference on philanthropy annually worldwide. And again, it usually takes place in the U.S. Philanthropy still is you know, we're the most philanthropic nation worldwide, and so most of those international conferences do occur here, although sometimes it does go to other countries. But we're excited to have it in Boston in March of 2016. And I would really encourage people here in our community to attend Planet Philanthropy if they're a part of AFP or considering it. Fantastic regional conference here in Florida. I think it's the best regional conference I've seen in AFP.
The agendas for them are enormous and very diversified and very, very thorough. So it is something that we should all take a close look at. Well, we will be back with Steve Higgins in just a few moments.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare Supplement Team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
Marsha. Hi, I'm Penny Chandler.
I'm Freddie Wolford.
I am Barbara Hoffman.
And I'm Gregory Simpson.
I'm here with Police Chief David Curry.
You're in good company on VeroBuzzTV.com, Vero Beach's local TV station on the internet.
I just love it.
Tell a friend.
We love y'all!
We're back with my guest, Steve Higgins. AFP has brought so much to our community and to the organizations, not-for-profit organizations in our community, and we thank you. Steve, professionally, you are the Senior Vice President and partner with Bob Carter Companies, a company that does counseling in fundraising and philanthropy. How did you develop an interest in fundraising? Tell us a bit about Steve Higgins.
I'm still trying to figure it out. I think I stumbled into it, Barbara. I began my career as a school teacher at a boarding school for dyslexic boys outside of Buffalo, New York, called the Gow School. And it was from there that I went from being, when you're at a boarding school, you're a teacher, you're a coach, you're a dorm supervisor. I then worked in admissions and ultimately got introduced to development, and then spent about 5 years with an organization in Pittsburgh running a development office called the Pittsburgh Technology Council. Long story short, worked for several nonprofits over about an 11-year time frame, and then 10 years ago I began consulting with Ketchum, which for many years was the largest fundraising consulting firm in the profession. And there was a guy named Bob Carter who ran Ketchum for 15 years, and he was, I just mentioned him, as former AFP International Chair. And Bob and I partnered 4 years ago. We started a new company called the Bob Carter Companies. We're going through a very exciting rebrand and relaunch here in the next couple of months, so stay tuned for that. The Carter name will continue to exist within the company, but the company has done very well. We've grown significantly, and we work with organizations internationally to provide, as you mentioned, Barbara, fundraising counsel, but to help them with other challenges such as board governance, strategic planning. And I would just say it's a rewarding profession to be in. And the nice thing about being a consultant is that you get to see so many different organizations, not just here in Florida, but all over the country and all over the world. It's very exciting, and we get to work with some pretty neat people, because the people that we interact with are people who are actually working diligently to really have a huge impact in their community, either through their volunteer hours or through their financial commitment. And I've had the opportunity to get to know some of the most generous, outgoing and exciting people in many, many communities in which we've worked. So it's very exciting. The other great thing is it makes me appreciate coming back to Vero Beach. When you're traveling to big cities, it's very nice to come back to our nice little Vero Beach here in Indian River County. And we've got a real special place here, not just in terms of a great place to live, but in terms of the cultural organizations that we have. I look at what's going on 14th Avenue, and you've been instrumental in this at the Cultural Council, Barbara. We have a whole new cultural community that's very exciting. I'm from Pittsburgh originally, which is a very cultural city, and when my wife and I decided to move to Vero Beach, it was important for us to make sure that we had a great theater, a great museum, and just some eclectic people with some exciting things taking place. And I don't think Vero Beach has ever been better than it is today, and I think much of that is due to the work of the Cultural Council in really revitalizing our downtown community here in Vero Beach, which has just been very, very exciting. So without the nonprofit sector in general, this wouldn't be the place that we get to call home.
Well, I thank you for that, and I thank you for everything that you have brought to our community. We are so fortunate to have you as a resident, as well as a leader, a strong leader, and somebody that can help all of us. I know you're very generous with your time for not-for-profits, and I know you've been a big help to the Cultural Council as well. So thank you, Steve Higgins, for talking with us today. And thank you, viewers, for watching Arts in Depth, presented by the Cultural Council of Indian River County.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much. But at ICANN, we work for you. We shop all the private and government plans available, dozens of plans, to find the plan that best suits you and your family's needs at historically low prices.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. It takes the mystery out of comparison price shopping for prescription medicine, giving you the power to instantly find the pharmacy with the lowest price and save possibly hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single year. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
Please call 800-345-7585